Of the salary scale. It's a popular plan, but the well-off simply call it unfair. Tomorrow night, Massachusetts Congressman Joe Kennedy will host a discussion on whether the state should adopt an income tax rate that goes up as your earnings do. New England Cable News business reporter Mont Fennel examines the pros and cons of the graduated income tax.
Many senior citizens living on a fixed income have a hard time making ends meet. And increasingly, the burden is becoming greater because of rising medical expenses.
Right now, we're paying about 20% of our income for health care costs. I think the figure's around over $3,000 a year.
Soon, lower income folks like senior citizens could get a break. That's because this advocacy group wants your state income tax rate to go down the less you make. Some say that's only fair.
There are 42 states in America with an income tax. 35 of those graduate their taxes. The United States has a graduated income tax. Every industrialized nation in the world has a graduated income tax. So we're out of the mainstream, not in it.
Yet opponents of the graduated tax say it's really a tax on productivity. They argue that the harder you work and more money you earn, the more the government will take away from you. Essentially, a penalty for trying to get ahead.
So every time you go out and work 2 jobs or work overtime or get a pay raise, and when inflation pushes you into a higher tax bracket, you'll be hit with a higher rate.
And the end result, to be perfectly frank with you, Mont, I would have to strongly consider a tax rate that's less.
Valentine is looking into moving several companies he owns to other states. While the graduated tax would only apply to individuals, businessmen like Valentine claim it would leave less money for the wealthy to invest in business.
I've always learned that if the wealthy don't make money, the poor don't make money because they don't operate in business today. They go out, they leave an area where it's not beneficial to them, and the end result is the people that are left here are left paying for unemployment and for welfare in a lot of other areas that are anti-productive.
The public is expected to be presented the tax change through an electoral ballot in 1994. It'll be broken down into 2 initiatives. The first would ask voters to change the Constitution from its current flat tax rate. The second would ask them to approve a law establishing a new rate structure itself. It's the second point that has some worried.
I'm not sure people are going to want to tell the Massachusetts legislature, well, you go set my tax rate anywhere you want.
Because while constitutional amendments are set in stone, laws can be changed later by the legislature.
The game is to get the graduated income tax, to trick people into voting for it by telling them that it will be indexed and that the rates are already set and they're going to not be among the people taxed. And then the legislature will cooperate with Jim Braude's members, the Public Employee Union, the Human Service Providers, to change that as soon as they possibly can after the election.
Anderson claims the graduated tax is really a revenue maker in disguise, because as President Clinton found out, the middle class is where the bulk of taxable money lies. But proponents say all hell would break loose if the legislature tried to pass subsequent changes in the middle of the night, because voters are going to have 20 months to mull this proposal over.
The more the discussion there is about the specific rate structure, once we make it public in a few weeks, and then people vote for it, when it's been quite clear that they understand exactly what they're voting for, the likelihood of the legislature trying to tamper with this is quite small.
No doubt the graduated income tax increase will become a hot topic for debate in the months ahead. Mont Fennel, New England Cable News, Boston, Massachusetts.